So I finished Rogue by Danny Lenihan, and as always, I wanted to share my review with you. Rogue is the first in the Rogue series, and it focuses on Jaxon Leith. So it is 2250, and when a rogue planet is on a trajectory bound for collision with Earth, and it will wipe out Earth entirely, the Bertram Ramsay offers hope, but only to a select few. And Jaxon Leith managed to get a ticket, and he joins Compression, and Compression is basically a specialized simulation environment where participants are prepared for their new life in space. And if that isn't enough for all those people, there are also hostiles who manage to infiltrate Compression, and they aren't planning on being nice at all. So you get thrown right into the story along with Jaxon, and let's call him Jax because that's how he likes to be called in the book also. The suspense is high, I would say, right up there in space. Like, you barely get a couple of minutes to decompress, as in space, pun intended, before you get thrown right back at it. Like, you go from investigation to training to mind mapping, discussing events and possibilities, searching for the possible infiltrators. It keeps you going and going. And there is this mixture also of seriousness, dry humor, because Jax, he likes to make the occasional joke, and they are quite funny. They had me laughing a couple of times throughout the story. But there is also despair because, Earth is going to be destroyed, and not everyone gets the chance to go on the Bertram Ramsay. So, there is despair, understandably. And in the end, there is the acceptance, because what can you do about it? The characters. The characters are extremely relatable, but sometimes also downright annoying. There is one person in the book that is really, really annoying. I did get a lot of military training vibes in the story, which might be necessary when you are preparing for space. I don't know. But it really added to the story. I mean, it gives you the urgency, the difficulties, and it adds. It's really nice. And also, I could almost say that I was right there with them. I was there in the training room. I was working out. I was relaxing when there was a possibility to. I was investigating and chasing unknown infiltrators. It really felt like that. And let's not forget that world building, which is on a complete other level up in space. But seriously, the world building is amazing. I have never been on a spaceship or in space, but I really felt like I had. When I was reading the book, it felt like I was there, like I was walking around in Compression, like I was seeing that environment, that space station, that simulation room, like I was there, because it is written in a way that makes you feel like you are the main character. You are the one experiencing everything, and that is so nice. That's really nice when you're reading a book. And part of me, well, in the back of my head, there is this feeling, this lingering feeling, that makes me feel like something that's being described in the book might as well be very real one day in real life. Conclusion. I would describe Rogue as a sci-fi space opera with military vibes and a touch of dry humor. It is fast-paced, highly immersive. It has an intriguing plot, and I highly recommend it. But I'm also looking forward to Enemy, which is releasing in September, because the book doesn't really end in a cliffhanger. Well, it is a cliffhanger, but it's more of a cliffhanger like you want to know what is going to happen, because the story isn't finished yet, and you want to know what's going to happen to Jax and all his occupants on the compression, and you want to know what's going to happen. You want to know how the story will continue. So really looking forward to that. And of course, as soon as I read that book, I will leave my review here. Really interested to know if you like dystopian stories, because Rogue is a dystopian story, space operas, sci-fi books, military vibes, or maybe you're into something totally different. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, a big thank you to Danny Lenihan for letting me read this book as an ARC reader. And I have to mention this, but as an ARC reader, my review was voluntary and my opinions are my own. And with that out of the way, a big thank you again to Danny Lenihan for giving me this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to Enemy in September. And for now, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next video.